Yo, Kepe Sky here. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, we are going to take a look at the Acoustic Audio PSW-600 and put it through its paces. We done the unboxing video already and went through the specs. So I won't be doing that in this video, but what we will be doing is doing a movie demo, a music test, a frequency sweep, and then testing to see if it can reach its full frequency range, 22 hertz up to 250. We're going to test all that in this video and then give you my response. Is this a hidden gem of a subwoofer, or is it just simply trash? We'll find out at the end of this video.
Give him a shot of morphine and move on. He's not gonna last a day.
Please, Doss, no, don't leave me. Don't leave me. God, please don't leave me. I've got kids. Please don't leave me. I ain't going anywhere. I'm gonna get you home. I got you, Ralph. Okay? I'm gonna get you home. Here comes some morphine. Here comes some morphine. It's gonna kick in real quick, Ralph. We're gonna get you shifted. Stretcher! Stretcher!
Get up! Keep moving, son.
I can't, I'm wounded.
There's nothing wrong with you.
Hang on, kid.
3, 2, 1.
So we did several different tests. We did a movie demo test, as you would suspect, since this is a home theater subwoofer, an audiophile home theater subwoofer as they have it in their name. We also did a frequency sweep test to kind of see how it did with all ranges between 1 and 100 hertz, where a lot of times the subwoofer will play. We also did a music test to kind of see how it did musically, and we did a specific frequency sweep around the 25, 30, 35 hertz range to see if it actually could reach its lowest response that it was rated. It was rated down to 22 hertz. I wanted to see if it could actually do that, if it was actually audible. Let's start off with that first test, which was me going through between 25 and 45 hertz and seeing if it had any strong tactile output. The answer is absolutely not. It was terrible. I dropped it down to 22 hertz off camera to see if it could do it, and no, it can't. You can't hear anything, especially if you had it with the rest of your system, maybe like a movie or something. I had it with all my speakers turned off. I had both of my amplifiers turned off, so none of my actual speakers were in use except this one. And you can hear it a little bit, but for the volume that I had it on, it's not anywhere near as loud as it should be. Now, you guys heard at the 25 or 24 hertz range at a usable volume, you heard some massive distortion. And I don't know if the camera could pick it up because I didn't quite have it at the angle, but there's not a lot of driver movement. There's not a lot of excursion with this driver. And that means one thing. It means that it won't dig deep. When you have a lot of X-Max, meaning the speaker can travel very far from starting position forward, you need a lot of X-Max or excursion to reach some lower notes, or it needs to have the ability to excurt pretty far to give you those low notes at high volumes. It's just physics, it's just audio, it's just acoustics. This does not travel very much at all. And if you do push it, that's when you hear the distortion. So when I turned up the audio to try to hear 22 hertz or 25 hertz or 27 hertz, you heard distortion. You didn't hear the actual frequencies. So that tells me that this sub does not perform anywhere near 22 hertz, not at least usable output whatsoever. Going on to let's talk about the frequency sweep test going from 1 hertz up to 100 hertz. Now, this speaker to me performs more like a mid-range, a mid-bass speaker. This does very well from 45 hertz up to maybe 90 or so, and you can really feel it in the floor. You can hear it well, it performs well, doesn't seem to struggle within those frequencies. So it sounds like a mid-bass speaker more than a subwoofer, which is strange because this is a 15-inch powered subwoofer and it performs like a 10-inch speaker would, which is not good. It does get really loud, 45 to 80, 90, 100 hertz, but anything underneath 40, it quickly starts to drop off, especially when you get under 35, you really start to take a dive, which sucks because, again, it's rated to do 22 hertz and it's a subwoofer at the end of the day and it can't do its normal job. That's not good. Let's go to the music test. This was just an kind of test. I don't really expect a 15-inch subwoofer for $200 to do anything well with music, and it didn't. It does have strong bass between that 50 to 80 hertz range, and it's quite a bit louder in that range of frequencies than it is on any other end of the spectrum, which is also another problem. So songs like jazz music sounded very, very bloated in the 50, 60, 70, 80 hertz range because this thing is very loud around those ranges, and then anything underneath it or much higher than it, it just kind of just rolls off a steep cliff, if I am to say so myself. It's just not a good performer outside of the 40 to 90 hertz range. It's not good. And it's way too loud in that section. It's like overemphasized, and so everything just sounds very muddy, bloated, and boxy. What's the other test? The movie test. I always love to use Hacksaw Ridge 4K Ultra HD discs as my home theater demo. I'm very familiar with that movie and how it should sound. I've tested a lot of my own equipment and other equipment with that movie, and so this was no stranger to it. I put in the scene, I can't remember what chapter, maybe chapter 9 or so. A lot of comm chatter, a lot of grenades, a lot of explosives, flamethrowers. There's a lot of LFE presence in that scene, and for a little bit when I was watching, I was like, okay, not too bad. But then there was a moment where a grenade blew up and it didn't have any of that lower register, like the 30 hertz range, the 35 hertz range, the 25 hertz range. You heard the 70 hertz part of it, 80 hertz, but that low tactile bass that really hits you in your chest or rattles the room, you do not have it in this 15-inch sub, which is a shame. And I know it's only rated 300 watts RMS, 600 watts peak, but that's plenty enough power to feel something. I mean, SVS has a PB1000, the Pro or the original 1000 for $599 or less, and it's a 10-inch ported sub, and you can feel and hear really good tactile response. This is a 15-inch ported sub with arguably a little less power than it than the PB-1000, but you don't feel or hear anything like you would with that PB-1000, which is a shame because the PB-1000 probably overall is close to the same size, not the same shape, but the same, cubic feet. It's probably the same, and you get more performance out of that 10-inch sub than you do out of this 15-inch sub, which is not good. So overall, the tests were as I expected. It is not a hidden gem. It is not under the radar. It is not a bang for your buck. This actually performs worse than what I would pay for. This almost sounds like a subwoofer you get with a sound bar or a home theater in the box. I think it's personally that bad. Now, I do have something good to say about it. Surprisingly, this would do good in a small bedroom or even a medium-sized bedroom, a small living room, something like that, where you live in an apartment and you can't have all that low bass. You do not want to rattle your room and your neighbors be pissed at you. This would be good. You can turn this up relatively loud and the sound will stay within the room because it doesn't, break, through walls and break through doors and stuff like that. It stays in the room because it doesn't have the capability to, give you massive amounts of volume. So this actually would do well in a small apartment like mine, or maybe yours. It would do good in a bedroom setup or a smaller media room or a kid's playroom. It would do okay in there because you really aren't looking for, crazy amounts of bass and low extension in rooms like that. Now, if you have your dedicated home with a dedicated home theater or a basement or a larger size living room, don't even read the description of this subwoofer. Don't even put it in your cart. It's not going to do anything that you expect it to do. I actually had pretty decent expectations. I want to close this video out by saying, in my last unboxing video on Friday, if you didn't watch it, I mentioned that I used to have a sub similar to this from Home Theater Solutions, and I told you that they're built pretty similarly, and I think they may be the same company, and I believe through some research they are. I think Home Theater Solutions is made by the same person who makes acoustic audio. So that's why they look and perform the same with around the same price point. I think they're one brand within each other. And I did not like that last sub. I thought it was terrible. This one's a little bit better, but this one isn't much better. I wouldn't pay $200 for this. You can get a Polk Audio PSW-10 for $90 and it'll outperform this thing. You can step up and get something a little bit more like a Polk Audio PSW-505 and it'll outperform this thing for maybe $60 more. You can get yourself a Big America F12 subwoofer. That'll outperform this. And it's much smaller, ported, 12-inch subwoofer with more power. And it costs, you can probably find it for around the same price. So there's a lot of things out there. The Big Acoustic HT100, I think it's called, that'll outperform this thing too. And there's a lot of things a little bit more around the price point, a little bit higher, that will smash it. So it's not something that I recommend for anybody. I definitely did not like it. There's not much that I do like about this. It's not really that aesthetically pleasing. The wood grain, the fake wood, the vinyl doesn't even go the same direction. This goes vertically, this goes horizontally. It's not even wrapped in the same direction. So you can see that it wasn't too much care put into this. It'll be fine. It'll last you a few years. But if you're serious about your home theater, definitely look elsewhere. Thank you guys so much for listening to my bashing of this product here. I don't usually do bad reviews, but I had nothing good to say. So if you guys have ever heard this subwoofer, leave me it down below in the comment section. What did you think about this subwoofer or this brand or Home Theater Solutions? What do you guys think? Because you know what I think. I will never have another one of these in my house. So tell me what you guys think about it. Leave me a comment down below. Hit that like button and subscribe if you guys are not already. We will see you guys in the next video. Keep it sky out. Peace.